Good afternoon and good evening whenever and wherever. Welcome back to the beta plans. We will return to our Crimson Chateau estate within this dungeon, in which we're going to take out this team that you see in the top right corner. Sonia over here, Eastwood, Dismas, and Bloody Mary. And in fact, this team has a name. It is the Bloodletters. But before we are gonna go into that, I am going to let your eyes feast upon the following. We have so many crests that I feel quite comfortable in doing boop and saying, yo, those Sanguine Vintus, we want them. And that pops up. Oh yeah, you can't see that the way I record. And that pops up an achievement at least. But yeah, so we are going to get 2 bottles of the blood brewed each week. I wonder how you brew the blood. I mean, the file of it is already so horrifying that I have a hard time pronouncing it properly. I just don't want to know what happens in the back there. But alright, we're gonna go against the Brigand 8-pounder, the one Brigand 8-pounder, and that's going to be a long fight, and it's going to be in the wield, in which bleeding is pretty good. And we're going to get a trinket that's actually a good Crimson Curse trinket, because we have a horrible Crimson Curse trinket. What? Yeah, I thought this one was pretty okay, but it is horrible. I'm going to explain that to you right now. There are 4 stages of the Crimson Curse. There is the Crimson Curse, which is the passive. Then they become craving. If you get a little bit of blood, you unlock Crimson Curse Bloodlust for some extra damage and what have you not. It is the vampire that goes out to haunt. Then we have, if you don't give any blood, the Crimson Curse Wasting. And if you give blood, it turns to passive. So what happens if you don't give the blood? Well, you're dead. You're a vampire. You need to drink blood, you dummy. And you do not get an answer for that. You do not get, like, you need to drink now or you will die. So, if you want to stay on wasting, that's really, really dangerous to take use of this trinket. So there's a very short period that you even want to dare and use it, and even then. Wasting means minus 20% maximum health and minus 4 speed. So effectively this gives plus 13% max health, plus 2 speed, in a circumstance in which you, by the way, still have a debuff of 10% towards your bleed, blind, stun, and death blow resistance. Compare that with the new Martyr Seal, I always get 50% max health, and I get bonuses on Death Door, which are even better. Because I might be able to do the damaging blow to the creature that's trying to kill me before I die, or, well, I get quite a big death blow resistance, so I have a chance to actually survive. That Crimson Curse trinket is garbage. This is not a very rare good trinket, it's garbage tier. It should be below here in black. No. But I'm glad I now know that. And you're going to be asking me, why do you know that? Well, we're playing Bloodmoon difficulty. So I actually am watching someone on YouTube that I actually like play this game, who is actually in the game. By the way, he is in the game. He has voiced 3 bosses for this new DLC. And he plays also, luckily, a little bit slowly, faster than I do, because he streams and puts up more than 1/2 hour videos, but at least I can see him without getting too much weirdness. And he talks also about a few of those things, and well, I also look at the sides and stuff. And that, without trying to spoil too much for me, because I do want to discover, but yeah. That trinket, never gonna use it. But that means we need a better one. Plus 3% crit chance, plus 50% dodge if blood loss. Now, that is also, of course, a conditional one, but it's not a conditional one where if I fail, I die. In fact, after blood loss, it becomes passive again. So, you're safe. This is okay. Moreover, with the Bloodletters, I can let Bloody Mary level to level 2, and then we can go into this dungeon, which is epic in length with no camping. You have to return here several times in order to finish this. That is really a part of the mechanic. So I guess I cannot wait there forever. Otherwise, yeah. But yeah, and then we get, if we win, we get a veil lifted, which I assume will stop these things from being everywhere in the dungeon. these bloodsuckers. But for now we're gonna go with this. So we're gonna bring 2 blood for our vampire over here. We're gonna bring a full stack of food plus a little more. 2 shovels, this can all work in the wield. And this, because we do have somebody that can create light. Yep, embark.
Simple folk are by their nature loquacious, and the denizens of the hamlet were no exception. It was not long before rumors of my morbid genius and secretive excavations began to fuel local legend. In the face of my increasingly egregious flaunting of public taboos, awe turned to ire, and demonstrations were held in the town square.
And those flaunting of public taboos we can now find.
The smell of sulfur and gunpowder hangs in the air. The war machine is close.
Courtyard. I might want to go the long way around just to take these 2 extra rooms with it. I think we can do that. I like the signpost now being there. Yeah, I feel confident enough to try that. Ooh, oof, lucky. I don't want to get too much stress attack. Cool things that we can do with this team. Well, for instance, this. If she attacks him, well, oh shoot! Didn't equip the right skills. We could do this just to show it off. It does 2 bleed damage, does damage itself, and a speed and accuracy debuff. Well, at least we now use the couple. There we go. Creating some light. Not that we had a little of it, but
annihilated.
There we go. A little bit of stress here for Alien. I don't know why she still has 25 stress here. So it's 28 when she entered.
Unforgiving.
Careful. Okay. First of all,
so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
there we go. Attacks, marking and stunning. You do have Yap. So apparently I prepared everybody else except for Eastwood. He doesn't need help. It's Eastwood for crying out loud. There we go. Might not have been the wisest just to use the key on, but... Ooh, this can buff me greatly. This can give me a lot of light. Blight I don't like, but it is not horrible.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay. I'm okay with that. You can do that more often. I can also lower his protections, but I can also try and kill him. Yeah, not the best of.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
There we go. And a stun. Good. Removing some of the blight and removing some of this guy's potential. Nice dodge. Next round.
Continue the onslaught.
Now, normally I wouldn't want to do that because I really want my Hellion in the first spot, but that skill does so much damage that I was okay with it this time around. And you know what? Let's not hit this guy. Because we do not have full light. No, we have 90 light, so more light creation is not a problem. In fact, I'm gonna go for it because we did bring a minimal amount of torches with us on purpose. And you are marked, so there's so many ways in which we can kill them. Oh, nice little scouting even. We could do the battle if we feel like it. I did not bring holy water, but that still can give benefits. Yeah, good. That's a little stress relief off our Hellion. I'm okay with that. That requires a shovel. I will try one shovel, one I want to keep for in case of any blockage along the way. This requires bandages. Alright. Do you have those?
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
That's a 50 gold profit. 50 gold is not really my thing. That's another bandage, which I will use.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Alright, a little bit of light. We will create more, of course. Lead you out. Stun you. Hopefully. Yes, we did. Good. That could make it into a death zone. Darn it, we will survive with 1 HP left. But... What? Plus 33% extra damage versus stun. Oh, we did 6 damage. I feel cheated. I know he's hurt, but I would like to get a stun and get some extra light. Because the Crown of Light wasn't active. You know what?
Press this advantage.
Bye-bye.
Give them no quarter.
That will work. Oh, they have protection, so I mean, for them I can understand that it's not like a kill, but still.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
So the question is, light creation or heal? Yes. The corpse was the weakest. Whoa!
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Definitely take that. It's 1,000 gold piece. Oh, I do want the deeds. I'm not gonna walk around with no light. No. I'm not that crazy. I guess the herbs? I mean, they can create food and can create other stuff, but... can't forget the... Yeah, so can the keys. Let's do it like this. Right in. Not a fight, I believe. Ooh, and a coffin. Stunned and marked. Please, not again. We already lost a bounty hunter to this shit. No. Woo! And he doesn't have the. He's not the one with the martyr seal.
Back to the pit.
All right, gone with you. Time to focus on healing our guy.
Another one falls.
Whew. I just didn't want to lose yet another bounty hunter to spiders. Just doesn't feel right. Light, stun, prevent some damage, kill,
Be gone, fiend.
murder, death, kill.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Alright, and we got ourselves a portrait. Ooh. Yeah, no, let's just move forward. I mean, I know we can do the fight, and probably we will go okay, but... Tank is empty. I'm glad I didn't throw away all my
Nature
shovels.
herself,
The only disadvantage is that I have only but one.
Formed with misintent.
Okay, that didn't activate. Now I don't have a shovel left. Nice. Scout. Doesn't reach far though, or at least not as far as I would have liked. Let me put it better. Empty. Perhaps. Oh, I was just about to say I understocked on torches, but I feel a lot more confident already. The boss is definitely over there, so. The question is, I'm not gonna chance it for 5 stress. But for 90% chance, I still get a stress attack and I get... Wow. Game. Sometimes you mean and cruel. It's just the RNG, but Yeesh. Well.
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
Troubling effigy. Precise striker. Nice. I'll go in the dark up until this room, and there I will camp out.
Secrets and wonders can be
Hopefully
found in
our
the most
buffs will
tenebrous
last
corners of this
until we
place.
meet the Brigade Powder.
A moment of respite.
We need it for the
A
stress
chance
heal.
to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
We could actually revel even. I mean, I would get rid of a lot of all the stress, but we will have decreased speed and accuracy. But still, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And we're gonna go, of course, with Bandit Sense to prevent the nighttime ambush. Battle Trance, which unfortunately can't stop the debuff. She now definitely needs to be in position 1, otherwise I'm screwed with her. And guess I'm just gonna give a pep talk to you. It's awesome that her text is actually in red, even if it's all
The
gold.
light, the promise of safety.
I hope Revel is not going to destroy us, because we now all have debuffs of accuracy and speed. Damn it.
Ambushed by foul invention.
Well, good thing we're not gone there, because that's another obstacle. We had just one shovel too little. And there's a madman. Luckily we surprised so that the speed buff doesn't matter that much. I mean, I could go Barry up to try and stun the front 2 row, but I rather have you gone, and that is an instant lead. An instant that is fixed. That is very little damage for you with that ability. Let's just kill you. There we go. Rabbit Rush. Nice. Oh, the rabies. Ay, 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 ay. That's not what I wanted to see. Why did I dislike that? Well, the rabies gives me even more accuracy. I mean, the damage is nice on it, but the accuracy is now so low that... Oh, that's not good.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Why did that have to be rabies? I will remove the disease in town. I remember that, I believe it was Freuro's dragon, that I kept letting her keep the rabies because she was an antiquarian and I didn't really care to remove that. I do need to heal up before we go into the boss fight though, in my opinion. So let's heal up. Let's do exactly just that.
Decimated.
Nice. Because that definitely means Barbaric Yom. For a double stun. No, just realized they're so quick they probably still will go first. So, yeah, that wasn't that useful. There's a miss. I can't afford it actually versus the Brigade Pounder. You really count on landing
A
hits.
momentary
So
abatement.
it's... I possibly Revel was a mistake. Oh, that is not good.
Ringing ears.
That had to be a crit.
The
All right.
end approaches.
For somebody with rabies, you don't do as much damage as I would like you to. That's good money, though.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end. ships laden with loot are often low on supplies.
I now find myself back in the warrens among the remains of my companions. My wounds are too severe to allow the completion of my task. Thus the desecration must resume another time. Curious, there's a ring in my pocket. Where it came from I cannot begin to guess, though it bears the sigil of the estate's ancestral owner. Very curious. Alright.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Nearly full health. The brigand ain't pounding.
Technology. An engine of destruction. Executed with impunity.
Always kill the matchman first. You need to kill the matchman. Because he will F your shit up if you don't. I actually should have focused on him probably. Oh, Robust is nice. Alright. And we don't need the light. Dynamite the cannon for an incredible 1 damage, folks.
Abatement.
1 damage. Come and see. Doesn't matter because we have Robust active, so hitting you. Yeah, goodbye. At least if you hit, we did, so that's good. You know what? Max damage?
The
Ready.
ground quakes.
Nice. Now we have another damage. Now we have at least a damage buff. He must be so stacked in damage now. Plus 60%. Is that only your buff from... Yeah. Your rabies doesn't count in it for some reason. Oh. By the way, if you're wondering why don't you mark the cannon, well, yeah, debuff resistance 200%. That's not gonna work. Alright, let's hope the crits here are going to do the stress relief that we require for this party, because I don't want our Vestal to go with that much stress into the cooldown, to be honest. Yeah, let's do the damage to the cannon. There we go. Nice. It's only 4 stress relief now.
Precision
Not a
and
crit.
power.
Not a crit? I've been gifted with many crits already in this dungeon. Alright.
The wounds of war can be healed.
Why did I do that attack?
But
I
never
do not
hidden.
know, because it's a pointless attack. There we go. It really is a pointless attack, considering it wouldn't kill. That's a crit against us. That's unfortunate.
Palpable fear.
But you do die in 1 blow. So more or less everything stays the same except that we took a wee bit of damage. But we can probably take care of that now. You are dead, sir. Yeah. Let's just heal up a wee little bit. That is maximum heals. We're doing well. Though I don't know if that is truly maximum heals because I don't think it counts in the trinkets. You are at less than half your HP. Well, we've been lucky with how many people he's been summoning. That's the main thing. And Dismas is killing everything before it arrives.
Soothed. Sedated.
Oh, the crits. Yep. If you would get XP just based on the amount of kills, this fight would have been so good for it. I really don't want to do that. Good chance to kill him.
Devastating
In
blow.
fact, just crit him for 23. I could have actually stunned him. Perhaps that would have been better. Slice. Nice dodge. No kill. Kill. No. 1 HP remaining. Unfortunate. Oh, no, not the last one. Well, same thing as before. Despite the rabies, he is hitting like crazy, but we did buff his accuracy thanks to his ability. The secretive and not very well known ability, which is by some people it's called tracking shot. There we go. How much stress do you have? 5 only. Go crits. We've been really lucky with how many people we have calling. And Dismas hitting every blow despite all the debuffs. He's dead. That's 1 HP left, and it is for the bounty.
The brigands are undone. Our family crest is once again a symbol of strength.
Oh, no disadvantage. I do like that. Yeah, and this is definitely still worth more than that, even if I want to just sell it. We'll go to the hamlet because we have no shovels and no more food, so it would be pointless to stop. In fact, it would be foolish to stop. Not crazy amounts of money, but a ball's gone. How many heirlooms? How many heirlooms? You want to click this? I need to click on this to increase that speed. Could be better, but we'll have to see. Level 3, Beast Slayer. Alright. I will remove the rabies from him, though.
Death and demise. Cause for celebration.
The tavern will be open later than normal throughout the celebration, and residents are asked to maintain some semblance of decorum when leaving after midnight. Mardi Gras, in the Netherlands called Carnival, who controlled the urge and drank a vial of the blood, and their thirst was slaked. That doesn't bother me at all, because we have the vintage... Guys, what was this? Fear of Eldritch was removed from Doctor Strange, yeah, because that is like the thing on them. Rabies, wow, that's quite a bit of gold to remove that, but let's remove it. Unequipable trinkets, yes please, sir. Sword by rarity, thank you very much. And yeah, we need a blueprint, which I do believe for you get when you just defeat bosses, so that is a thing that we do want to do. What I really fear for, actually, to be honest, is that we don't have enough time to show off everything, and perhaps not even to win. Well, next. Hello. The Curse Heroes shake, winch, and plea for more blood. It can be found reliably in the courtyard. See crates marked for the winemaker's reserve. Is that this thing came up because somebody drank the blood, a vial of blood, or because we made the vintage guys? And we get the punishment hood, flagellant only, that was clear. 20% bleed skill chance and 20% healing skills. I find that horrible. The fact that how strong his heals are. I mean, bleed skill is good, don't get me wrong, he has very strong bleed. This is clearly a hood for an offensive flagellant, but... And I know it's a short one, but I want to go in here with a proper team. And I do like the bloodied handkerchief. So, that's for the next episode. I say I thank you for watching, and remember, great peril heals great.